Okay, so have you seen these guys before? They are everywhere in the crafting world. If you have a newborn, they are a wonderful little gift where you can take the burst ads and put your information on them and give them as a gift. I've even done a video on this in the past. I'll link it up above if you're interested. I took this same elephant and I put burst ads on it using vinyl. But then I started to look at the tag and it said 100% polyester, which made me go, you know, you need a high polyester count to be able to sublimate stuff. I wonder if instead of using vinyl, if you can sublimate someone's burst ads on the elephant ears. So knowing me, naturally, I want to try it. I want to see if it's possible to sublimate it instead of using vinyl. Now, with sublimation, you can't sublimate white ink, so I can't use the white on here, which is going to be a little bit trickier because I want to make sure the colors are really popping against this dark gray. So again, I've never done the sublimation on this elephant, so let's see if it, one, if it works, and two, how it turns out. And we'll see if vinyl or sublimation works better. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump on over into my design, print it off of the burst stats that I need, and I'm gonna go ahead and press it. Okay, so while my heat press is heating up to 400 degrees, I went ahead and printed off what I need here. And when you are making these little elephants, they are about 4 inches high by about 2 inches wide. So just so that you can have that in mind as you are trying to decide what size you need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and lay it down. I'm gonna manipulate it here to where I think it's gonna look good, and I'm gonna tape it on. And that way when my heat press has completely heated up, it will be ready to go. Okay, and this is what I was a little bit interested to see. So if you can see here, this crease, in order to make her name fit to where it's a really good size, it's going to go all the way in. So we shall see if that's something that we can do without completely squishing our elephant. Okay, and with sublimation, you do want to use the heat resistant tape because it's going to help it from moving around. Any kind of moving will make it do what they call ghosting, which is going to give it a faded image, and we do not want that. Okay, so now that it's heated up to 400 degrees comes the tricky part. I'm going to try to maneuver my elephant here to where it is heat sensitive, so we got to be very careful with this little guy to where I can get just his ear pressed in here. And with sublimation, remember to use butcher block paper if you do choose to go the sublimation route, because you do not want the ink to bleed through to your press. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Oop, see, we gotta be very tricky. It just moved on me. I'm so afraid to squish his little face. I don't want to do that. Other ear, and again, we're pressing it at 400 degrees. His little nose might be in the way this time. Stuck here. Right under. Squished his little face. Now this time I think I'm going to do a little less because this one had a very harsh press line, which I'll show you guys in a minute, but we're just going to experiment here. Alright guys, so a little real talk. Let's see how it turned out. Ta-da! Yeah, not the best project. So if you're trying to decide between sublimation or vinyl, I would recommend vinyl in this case. The reason being, it's really hard to fit his face in a heat press and not squish him, as I learned from this one. So this was the one that I did at 400 degrees, and I did it for 1 minute. And when you did that, look, you can still see the square from where it was because this material is just so sensitive to the heat. So on this ear, I decided, okay, knowing that it made such a harsh press mark, let's see if we can dial back the time that I'm pressing it just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. And as you can see, it did not sublimate as well. These little ones were supposed to be purple here, and his face still looks like it went to battle. It's got some scars on it from the heat press. So unfortunately, I would say this one was kind of a dud, if you will. Definitely learn from me, learn from my mistakes, and choose to go the vinyl route. If you're sitting there looking at it going, can I sublimate it? Just go ahead and use the vinyl. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you want to see me do any kind of craft, try anything, let me know.